Hey guys, welcome to the second video in our 17-part series, Friday Furlough video packet. What we're going to be going over today is a few example problems right from this packet that I gave you, and you can use these that we do together as examples to help you do the rest. Okay, the first one we're going to do is number 2 on the first page. Okay, number 2 reads, a rectangle has a width of 4 yards and a length of 5 feet. How long is the diagonal? You need to give your answer in feet on this one. Okay, the most important part about this problem, or maybe the most tricky part, is that it says a rectangle has a width of 4 yards and a length of 5 feet. That means we're not measuring in the same unit. We're measuring in yards on one side and feet on the other side. So our first thing, number 1, is to make sure we get them in the same units, either both yards or both feet. Now, since our answer has to be in feet, it would be a lot easier if we switched the yards to feet. So we're just working in all feet from now on. So here's how we do that. First, you got to find out how many feet are in a yard. Well, if you don't already know, you can find it out from the back of a comp book, your school planner, the internet. You can ask someone. It's just a conversion, meaning we're just changing feet into yards. You could also look at a yardstick and actually measure it. Okay, so there's always going to be 3 feet in every yard. So that means if we have 4 yards, we're going to have 12 feet, because we would times 4 by 3. So once again, 4 yards is going to equal 12 feet. Our next step is going to be to actually draw the problem. Okay, and it says a rectangle. So, like we talked about in class, you're always going to want to draw a picture. So first step, draw a rectangle. Second step, label it. The width is now 12 feet, and the length is now 5 feet. Okay, if your width is 12 feet, your length is 5 feet, then now we can find out the diagonal. And first we got to know what diagonal means. So diagonal is that line from corner to corner, like that. And if you'll notice, it makes 2 triangles, one here and one here. So we're going to find out the length of this line by taking the triangle out of the rectangle. And to do that, we can use the Pythagorean Theorem. So, if we looked back at our triangle, this would be a leg, this would be a leg, and this would be the hypotenuse, or C. So we're going to use our theorem. Just like that. So we've got this problem, we've got everything labeled. Now comes the easy part. We just plug everything in. So we'll plug the 12 in for A, the 5 in for B, and since we don't know C, we leave it blank. 12 in for A, the 5 in for B, and C we leave blank until we figure it out. And then you just solve it. So 144 plus 25 equals C squared. Then you just add 144 and 25. So 144 plus 25 is 169. So now I have 169 equals C squared. Now I have 169 equals C squared. And to get rid of the squared, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So our final answer is 13. Last thing we are going to do is go over the 4 steps that we talked about in solving these more complex problems, ones where you have to get an answer and then take that answer and apply it to the problem to answer the question. So step number 1, you need to note the important parts of the problem. This could include things like the numbers, because it's math class, and most importantly, the question. So what is the problem trying to ask you? And number 2 is draw a picture. Drawing a picture helps because it allows you to visualize the problem, to see if there is a triangle and you need to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to see what you need to do in the problem. Number 3, go ahead and solve the problem, and the most important part here is to use what you know. Okay, we've learned a lot, you know a lot. Use it to help you. Step number 4 is label and check. So label just means if it's inches, you need to write inches. If it's miles, you need to write miles. And check means to plug it back into the original problem, make sure it works. Okay, that's the video. Remember, packet due Monday. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be around all day Friday. Email and phone are on the front of the packet. See you Monday. Here are the 4 steps to solving a complex problem in case you missed them. Parts.
Note important parts. Draw a picture.
Solve.
Label and check.
So that's the 4 steps to solving a complex problem.
Say something.
Finish the packet.
Woo! Do good in math.
Louder.
Do good in math. Good in math.
Are you going to say something?